Today's a test of the Zoom audio mic on the iPhone 12. I'm going to take it out for a walk in the wood, see how it copes with the background noise and compare it to the mic on the iPhone 10, and we'll see which one comes out on top. A question I get asked a lot is, do I need to upgrade my phone to start making good videos? I'm going to try and answer a bit of that question today. We're going to focus on the sound quality you get from different phones. There have been some big improvements in the cameras on phones just in the last 3 or 4 years. The iPhone 12 has something called audio zoom, which you didn't have in the iPhone 10. Audio zoom does what you might imagine it to do, is that it zooms in on your voice basically, and it works really hard to cut out a lot of the background noise. I'm going to test that out today and let you hear for yourself if the difference is significant and if it's something you would consider investing in. We're going to go outside where there's lots of background noise. We're going to go to the woods to really put these microphones to the test. We'll put the iPhone 12 through its paces and the iPhone 10 and also show the difference that wearing a clip-on lavalier mic makes. So let's go for a drive and get to the woods and see what we can record. Well, as ever in Scotland, I've timed my walk perfectly to coincide with the rain. So there's quite a lot of background noise for this phone to deal with. Let's see how it deals with the birds in the trees, the wind, the rain, and everything else that goes on inside the woods. Let's go for a walk. This is a really nice scenic spot. Not today, it's pretty dreich, but we've got the rain coming down, we've got the birds singing, we've got a bit of wind, and we've got a little bit of traffic in the background as well. At the moment, this is with the lavalier mic clipped onto me, so it should be doing a good job of cutting out a lot of that background noise. But let's see how the Zoom mic or the Zoom audio on the iPhone 12 performed. Here it is without the microphone. Same background noise, but no microphone attached to my phone. So what can we hear? I'm going to play it back and have a listen. I'm just going to talk for a bit and do a test. This is one of my favourite walks here, just about 5 minutes from my house. I'm looking forward to maybe just in May. It's going to be a carpet of bluebells all over here. And the final test is with the iPhone 10 with that lack of zoom mic. See if that makes a difference. See how much more background noise you can hear. Can you hear the birds? Can you hear the rain? Does it sound okay to you? What's really important is that kind of intimacy, that connection between you and your audience. So even in a video where I'm just really holding the phone at arm's length away, does it make a big enough difference to the sound? I think it usually does. And certainly I think with the iPhone 10 it's going to. You want to feel close and intimate and connected to your audience, or rather your audience wants that with you. You don't want any distance or barrier between them, and you certainly don't want anything that's going to stop them understanding what it is you're talking about. I'm going to get back to Comsteria HQ now. I'm going to listen to all the files in turn and have a chance to compare them and really see how big a difference the different microphones make. So I've come back to the studio now and I've had a chance to listen to the footage, and I think it's really clear that there's a difference between them all. With the lav mic, you definitely get better quality sound. It's warmer and richer. It's not as good as you might get with a professional setup, but it's really, really decent with these little clip-on microphones that you get with your phone. You just feel more of a connection, and you don't get quite so much of that background noise. And then I could definitely notice a difference between the 12 and the iPhone 10. The iPhone 12 definitely sounded more focused. I didn't hear quite so much background noise. It was a slightly richer sound, although a bit thinner than using the lav mic. The iPhone 10, to be honest, it was still decent when you're just arm's length away, but it was definitely more of a spread out kind of sound where I could hear more that was going on in the background. I think the ultimate test though is a blind test. I kind of knew what I was listening to and I don't want to prejudice the judgment, so I'm going to do a blind test. Colin has a really sharp ear for audio. He was a radio broadcaster for years, so he always picks up on things that I miss. So I'm going to show him the 3 videos. I'm not going to tell them which one's which, and we're going to find out how he ranks them from best to worst sound.
I think video 1 had a really nice sound. It sounded very warm and it sounded crisp, but there was bad background noise from the wind, and the wind was right over the top of it. So video 2 for me is the best, because I think it had the best mix of them all. It still sounded good, but it was clearly eliminating a lot of the background noise and it sounded nice and controlled. And the third one was horrible. It was a complete mush, and it had a really bad stereo effect that kept kind of phasing in and out. So whatever the second one was, I think that's the best one. First one was also good, Third one was atrocious.
So there you go, that was Colin's conclusion. He agrees with me. You definitely notice the difference in the sound. Can you get away without using a lav mic? Definitely. When you're just filming at arm's length and you're doing that kind of more impromptu, maybe casual kind of video, I think, go for it if you just want to share your thoughts with the audience. If you're doing a formal kind of interview setup and the camera is going to be further away from you, then definitely use some kind of external microphone. The clip-on lav is the easiest solution. Is it worth the upgrade for the microphone alone? Well, you can only answer that question for yourself. What do you use video for? How often are you shooting video? Are you making those kind of vlog style videos loads and sharing your business ideas and your expertise quite regularly with people? Then maybe having a directional zoom microphone on your camera is going to just improve that quality enough. But maybe at the moment it's not worth it. A lav mic costs you, well, you can get one for as cheap as 15 to 20 pounds. So, carry one of them in your pocket and make use of that to record really good quality audio. And 20 quid is definitely cheaper than going out and upgrading your phone. Check out my other videos testing the iPhone 12, comparing it to the iPhone 10. And we might do a Google Pixel comparison as well, and just see the difference between the phones to help you make those decisions about whether you need to upgrade and what's the best phone for you and your purpose. So please click subscribe down below to keep up to date with all the latest news about making smartphone videos for your business.